AMD's FSR 3, kinda disappointing. Fans boycott Rocket League, and a very strange day for employees at Activision-Blizzard. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to CpyNews. I hope you're all well, and let's get into today's story, shall we? And our first story comes from TechSpot, and it's about AMD's Fidelity Effect Super Resolution 3, or FSR 3 technology, which has recently been introduced and is aiming to compete with Nvidia's DLSS 3. TechSpot provides an in-depth analysis of FSR 3's performance, image quality, latency, and we're just going to go through some of the key findings. I'm not going to read the entire thing because the article is huge, but I kind of have some key points bullet pointed here. So first of all, compatibility. FSR 3 is available for all graphics cards, including AMD's Radeon 5000 series and Nvidia's RTX 2000 series and above. They're the ones that are recommended by AMD. This is in contrast to DLSS 3, which is obviously, locked to RTX 40 series cards when it comes to like frame generation and stuff. But one of the problems is with the compatibility is that if you use FSR 3's frame generation, you must use FSR 3's upscaling. And yeah, FSR 3's upscaling is not as good. It is still on FSR 2.2 levels of quality compared to Nvidia's DLSS. So it just looks worse in general, sort of, which isn't what you want. But there are problems with the frame pacing. So FSR 3's performance is affected by various factors, including the use of variable refresh rate technology, and whether VSync is on or off, FSR 3 isn't optimized for these variables, leading to potential issues. Now, these issues include that FSR 3 apparently just completely breaks variable refresh monitors, like it just doesn't work with it at all. And also when VSync is off, FSR 3 seems to not output the way it's meant to. It still gives the same amount of frames. From what TechSpot could observe, it felt to them like half the frames were missing and that the quality wasn't any better, and in some ways it might be worse than if you just didn't use the frame generation at all, which obviously isn't good. They did say that when VSync is on and you're close to the maximum monitor's refresh rate and you turn frame generation on, then that is where it does seem to do what it's meant to do and can be smooth. Point 3. Image quality. FSR 3's generated frames are of reasonable quality, especially at higher frame rates. It excels in handling UI elements, which have been problematic for DLSS. However, in some scenarios, DLSS offers slightly better quality. So, overall, it's kind of comparable. It's not better, it's not particularly worse. It's just kind of very acceptable. This is the one area where the actual generated frames are, pretty okay. Like, from that standpoint, they work. It's just all of these other issues that we're going to go into that are the problem. Latency. FSR 3 provides increased FPS, but most of the latency reduction is due to upscaling rather than frame generation. Nvidia's DLSS 3 implementation delivers lower latency, especially with reflex enabled. And now one of the big problems with this is that DLSS works with reflex, whereas FSR 3 doesn't work with AMD's anti-lag or any of their anti-latency stuff. So it just doesn't work. So you're gonna get more latency with FSR 3 than if you're using DLSS, because DLSS can work with reflex and it can take advantage of tools that lower your latency in the game. And we're going to continue on with the issues. TechSpot notes that FSR 3 feels rushed with several incompatibilities and configuration problems. It recommends a base frame rate of at least 60 FPS to avoid artifacts, making it less suitable for low-performance GPUs or competitive games. And they do kind of go in depth with this, giving examples and stuff. But basically, anything under 60, it's not worth using on. And even at 60, it will introduce latency. so they don't recommend it for competitive games and stuff, because it's just not going to help you. It's not going to give you advantage. It's going to make the game feel less responsive rather than more responsive. And they say, like, if you still want to feel like responsiveness and stuff, the real sweet spot where it works well is when you have 110 to 120 FPS, when you're in that range and stuff. You know, for like non-competitive games, for non-fast-paced games and stuff, then it might be fine. It'll be fine, you know, if you have 60 FPS as your baseline and then turn it on, and you might get 90 or 100, right? And you'll have a decent experience playing something that isn't a shooter game or anything of that nature. And they do have some recommendations, TechSpot, and they say, if you can run FSR 3 at high output frame rates near your monitor's maximum refresh rate with VSync on, the experience can be good. However, it's currently not as versatile as DLSS 3, and the forced use of the FSR upscaling restricts options. And from all the testing and stuff and everything I read from the article, I kind of, you know, I agree with this, right? Being locked into being forced to use a certain upscaling method is not good. And then obviously the fact that a lot of the anti-lag and latency features and stuff just aren't compatible with it, and they breaks, you know, FreeSync. It makes the use case for the technology very, very limited. And I know as a game, I would rather have my variable refresh rate monitor use that technology and not have screen tearing and stuff than to use frame generation, right? And yeah, I'd rather use FreeSync than have to use VSync. And I certainly wouldn't want to play with VSync on. But what is the future potential of this? Well, TechSpot says, with improvements to frame pacing, VRR compatibility, and FSR upscaling quality, if they could actually get this to an acceptable level, FSR 3 could become more competitive. TechSpot suggests that solving these issues would make FSR 3 the gold standard for frame generation technology. That was their words. The current state of FSR 3 doesn't offer a clear advantage over DLSS 3. In many ways, you know, it's actually worse, and its use is recommended only in specific scenarios. And that's really what it is. It's very limited now in what its use case for it to be good for. Further development and refinements may enhance its performance and usability, and AMD does say that they are working on stuff, that they are going to improve this, but right now, in its current state, FSR 3 overall is kind of disappointing. The upscaling isn't it's not on, you know, DLSS 3.5 level, right? It's not at that level. So to be locked into that, if you had any other kind of card that could, you know, if you have a card that can use DLSS 3, you wouldn't want to be locked into AMD's FSR 3, especially when, you know, DLSS 3, the frame generation stuff does as good of a job. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think about this one down below. I feel like this one's kind of disappointing. I was hoping for more from FSR 3, but right now, it seems like it's way behind. Apparently, AMD did say that they fixed it so it does work with VSync off now, but apparently they haven't updated it or something. Like, apparently the game's using older code or something along those lines. I don't know why. I don't know whether that's an AMD didn't get to the developer in time thing, or the developer is using an older version of the implementation of it or something. I don't know what's going on there, but when this came out, that's not how you wanted to present your product. It would have been better if the updated version where those issues weren't present was used, as opposed to whatever version is being used in these tests that AMD has said, you know, that's an older version, we've actually sorted this out now. And we are moving on to our second story of the day, which is again from TechSpot. Rocket League community boycotts in protest of item trading, man. Oh, and Epic's not having a good time of it, because Epic owns Rocket League. Rocket League, a popular multiplayer video game, has recently faced backlash from its community after announcing a ban on item trading between players, which is going to start on December 5th at 4 PM PST, apparently. And apparently, this has led to players protesting, and it's a significant policy change, as trading items has always been fair game and stuff in Rocket League. And it's been like that for years. The new policy permits trading only for core items, tournament items, and blueprints in exchange for random items of greater rarity. Furthermore, lending items and third-party trading sites are now considered illegitimate by Epic, the game developer, which is bad, because you could potentially get banned for that now. I'm presuming that this is going to make it completely impossible. They do say, however, that past player-to-player trades will be honoured. It is generous of them, isn't it, right? Oh god, could you imagine if they actually had said, oh, by the way, all the past trade you've done, we're going to ban that too. That would have been a nightmare. Not that this isn't already. This change aligns Rocket League with Epic's other games, which also prohibit item trading and selling cosmetics. The move is seen as a step toward allowing players to use their owned items across various Epic titles, such as Fortnite and Fall Guys. And they did the same thing when they bought Fall Guys as what they're doing to Rocket League now. Since Epic acquired Psyonix, the developer of Rocket League in 2019, the game has undergone significant transformations. It became free to play the following year, and its PC version became exclusive to the Epic Game Store after they removed it from Steam. And similar changes have occurred with Epic Games, which was acquired by Epic in 2021. And Rocket League community has got a change.org petition with nearly 10,000 signatures, which is basically saying, to Epic, please keep player trading. And many players believe the decision could push, users to buy items directly from the game. Some predict that players may resort to selling entire game accounts. And I mean, it kind of makes sense, right? That people might just say, you know what, I'm done, I'm just going to sell my account, I'm out. Someone else can just deal with this, I'm done. Another concern is that some of the game's achievements are tied to trading, making them impossible to unlock after December 5th. However, Psyonix may address this issue by removing or altering the effective achievements. And that's probably what they'll do. They'll just either disable the achievements completely or rework them. I'm presuming that they'll just disable them completely. I really hope they don't take the achievements away from players though, because that would suck to have worked so hard to get these achievements and to have them removed from your account. If they do rework the achievements and stuff or to remove them, I hope that they don't take them away from the players that have already gotten them. And this recent controversy has also led to a broader criticism of Epic's handling of Rocket League. Since acquiring Psyonix, the community's reaction has created negative publicity for Epic, as if they didn't need any more negative publicity as they got already, which is already dealing with financial challenges following layoffs and divestitures and all the other nonsense that we've talked about them going through. It remains uncertain how the community's response will influence Epic's decision, but the company is under increased scrutiny to address its actions and decisions in the gaming industry. The ban on Rocket League icons trading is viewed by some as an attempt to boost monetization during challenging financial times. And I mean, that is what it comes down to, right? It's all about money. They don't want third-party sites, they don't want player trading, they want you to be forced to pay for the item, right? That's what they want. They want you to be forced to pay for it. But let me know, guys, what you think about this one down below. And our next story comes from PCGamer, and this one's gonna blow your mind. Activision CEO Bobby Kotick promises AI-enhanced emotional connection in meeting hosted by James Corden. And yes, you did hear that right. In meeting hosted by James Corden. I have no idea what's going on at Activision-Blizzard lately. All I know is that I really hope that this Microsoft deal with them goes through, that Activision gets bought, and Bobby Kotick gets set out to pasture and has, his retirement or whatever he's going to do afterwards. Apparently there's ideas that he's going to move into some other industry or something. Possibly the movie business or something like that. But just listen to this one. An internal town hall meeting held by Activision-Blizzard, hosted by James Corden, of all people, featured CEO Bobby Kotick discussing changes in the company's leadership culture and the integration of AI in future games. Kotick described the company's leadership culture as magic and discussed potential changes. However, some employees have criticised the company's handling of harassment allegations, referring to it as an aggressive labour movement. Regarding AI, Kotick expressed enthusiasm for the use of new technologies, including AI and machine learning. In upcoming games, he claimed that these technologies would lead to a more realistic character animations, offering a new dimension of emotional connection. Bobby Kotick's gonna sell his AI girlfriends. Some have questioned the link between AI and animation realism, pointing out that advanced motion capture has been responsible for impressive character animations in games like Baldur's Gate 3. And this is the thing, right? Mocap suits. This is what mocap suits are for. This is how we improved animation and facial expressions and stuff, was by using mocap suits and facial recognition software. While Kotick's comments on AI are somewhat ambiguous, it is clear that AI will play a role in Activision-Blizzard's future projects, as the company has patented its own in-house AI systems. I'm not against them using AI, but I feel like when it comes from Bobby Kotick, I'm deeply concerned by what he means by it. It also makes it sound like he's going to try and sell you an AI girlfriend. You'll have a deeply emotional connection. Kotick also mentioned Elon Musk's Neuralink as an exciting technological development, suggesting that it could enable more immersive interactions with on-screen content. However, not everyone may share his enthusiasm for such advancements, preferring traditional input methods like mouse and keyboard. Oh dear lord. I'm sorry I couldn't get that one out. The man needs to go. Get this deal done, please, so we can give him his severance, send him off. See, Bobby, thanks for being around. Enjoy your retirement or moving into the movie business. The article notes that Microsoft's acquisition of Activision-Blizzard is proceeding. Following regulatory approval in the UK, the company appears to be actively engaging with its employees about future developments, using unconventional hosts like James Corden. What a waste of company money. They must have paid him to do that. There's no way James Corden on his own thought, you know what, I'm just gonna do this. He must have been paid to do it. Bobby Kotick must have said, hey James, if you do this thing for me, I'll give you this or something. There must have been money or something. Like, James Corden's got to have better things to be doing with his time there. Town hall meetings for Activision-Blizzard. The meeting's unique hosting discussion of AI in gaming reflect the ever-evolving landscape of the video game industry and the technology advancements shaping its future. And yeah, let me know what you think about this one down below, guys. I'm sorry I started laughing halfway through. It's just so absurd, this one. Like, it's like something out of a fever dream when I read it and came up like with notes and stuff. I was just like, what are we actually reading? Is this reality? I felt like I fell into like a movie, you know, like maybe like Super Intelligence, where I'm Melissa McCarthy, stuff's happening around me, and I haven't got a clue whether this is real or fake, and I'm just thinking to myself, what on earth is actually going on? Next story comes from GameSpot. Disney executives urge CEO to pursue bolder transformation in gaming, including EA acquisition. So apparently people at Disney are reportedly interested in making Disney a significant player in the gaming industry and have considered acquiring Electronic Arts. However, Disney CEO Bob Iger has yet to commit to this idea, according to sources. And I mean, Disney buying Electronic Arts wouldn't be a stupid idea, considering how many Star Wars games and other Disney stuff that they're involved in, right? Like, it's not completely out of left field to think about this. Disney's previous foray into the gaming publishing ended in 2016 when Avalanche Software was closed. Since then, Disney has focused on licensing its intellectual properties to other developers, mainly EA, like for Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, Jedi Survivor, and Return to Monkey Island. I don't know if EA made that one, I'm not sure who made that one. But Disney has expressed a desire to collaborate with studios of all sizes, including indie developers, suggesting a broad approach to expanding its gaming presence. And, I don't know. This potential acquisition of Electronic Arts isn't the first time EA, has been associated with acquisition talks. I feel like a lot of people have talked about buying them. In the past, there were discussions of a merger between NBC Universal and EA, but that deal fell through. And then there was apparently rumours that Amazon was going to buy them, because there's rumours about Amazon probably buying everyone because they were going to make their Amazon games, right? But yeah, it's just basically an article about Disney's ongoing interest in changing how it approaches gaming. And I don't know about the buying stuff. I mean, yeah, it could work, right? I don't know. Let me know what you guys think down below. Like, it wouldn't be out of left field because they already, like, do the whole licensing thing, right? But yeah, moving on. And our final story of the day comes from NerdStash, a website that I've never heard of before. There's a lot of gaming news websites, guys. Nintendo Switch latest update expands the list of banned words. So yeah, Nintendo's recent system update for the Nintendo Switch firmware update 17.0.0 has attracted attention for expanding its list of banned words, making them unable for use on the platform. Nintendo has long positioned itself as a family-friendly gaming company, distinguishing itself from other console manufacturers. And that is kind of Nintendo's theme, to try and be family-friendly, right? So the update isn't a major one, but it does include the notable change of extending the list of restricted words that players can use on, well, can't use on Nintendo Switch. Twitter user Oatmeal Dave delved into the details on the new patch and found that most changes in the update were minor, such as the addition of new error codes and updated time zone data, blah blah blah. The primary terms that have been banned, not only in English but all across all system languages, are thought and re. Thought is a pejorative term for women that gain popularity on social media, and by that what I mean is that it's a term popularized on social media. Not that it's something that, well, it still does get directed at women on social media though. But yeah. And re is an onomatopoeia used to mock individuals who are complaining or criticizing something. That's what they wrote in this article, but I disagree with that. Re is what you say to someone. It's a Twitch emote. It's like, re. And it's what you say to someone who's like a freaking Karen. And is just whining and complaining about something that doesn't deserve to be whined or complained about, right? They're just being ridiculous and like just having a little fit in chat about something that doesn't even require any attention or anything. Like, that one's stupid to ban. Because it's not mocking individuals who are like complaining or criticizing about something. It's literally pointing out people's poor behaviour when they're just being toxic for no reason. The move appears to be in line with Nintendo's commitment to maintain a family-friendly and all-ages image, although some may argue that the banned words were already fading from youth slang. The article highlights Nintendo's ongoing efforts to create a safe and welcoming gaming environment for players of all ages, particularly given the portable nature of the Nintendo Switch. But yeah, family-friendly stuff, guys. Let me know what you think down below. Personally, I think this one's a bit stupid. I feel like thought makes sense. Re, that's just out of left field, that is for me. Because that one isn't even offensive. It's not even used to mock people. It's just used because to point out that people are mourning about something that isn't justifiably mournable about, right? But anyways, as always, guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate you being here. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. I will see you guys in the next one, and I hope you have a good rest of your day, evening, or night, wherever you are.